morning. Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Chrissy and today I'm going to be giving you a prediction reading for the 9th of May. Now if you are new, please subscribe, hit those like buttons guys, and please feel free to comment down below. We've got a little community here of like-minded people who communicate with each other and let each other know what's going on globally around the world, because often we don't see it on mainstream media, do we guys? Now I am here with my doggos. This is Sprocket if you are new, and I've got Sophie here in her red pajamas today. It's cold. Yes, we've hit winter guys. It's all happening. Cheers everyone. I've made a cuppa this morning. I need it to warm up. It's so cold. Hence we're shooting the video inside guys. Hope you guys are finally getting sunshine and some warm weather over there. I think you are, from what a few of you have been saying. Now, I hope you all watched the lovely concert last night, the Royal Coronation concert. Oh, a lot of big names there. Sorry, guys, I got fluff in my eye. A lot of big names. And what a light show. You Poms, I tell you, you really do bung it on. The light show was pretty spectacular, I've got to say. They had butterflies and all sorts of things coming down from the sky. It was very clever, I have to say. I don't know how they do it, but it is very clever. They played a lot of our favourite songs. I know they played Simple Minds, Don't You Forget About Me, meaning don't forget about the royals. They're keeping themselves, the Royal Kardashians, on the global stage. We know that's what they're doing. And a big concert just to top it all off, to keep all the young people interested, with Katy Perry and all these people. So I didn't watch the whole show, I just watched bits and bobs, but it was a very big dynamic show, wasn't it? It was a very modern sort of concert. It had a lot of visuals. It was very visual. It really was interesting. It was very interesting. Let me know what you guys got from the concert, but I did notice a lot of our songs and a lot of our visuals, like the little caterpillar getting along. Oh, yes, and the whale. The whale was huge because, of course, the royals are saving the world. And that's what I got mostly from the concert, is what a wonderful job they're doing at saving the world. We know William's doing Earthshot and all this stuff. So highlighting to the people what a wonderful job they're doing and how they're going to save the world. So everybody should listen. And that would include Sushi under that umbrella. I don't doubt it. If you are new here, that's Rishi Sunak. We have nicknames for pretty much every global leader. All right, let's close our eyes. Let's get started, guys. Enough of me yapping on, and let's see what comes up. Gosh, I'm getting that these global elites and these leaders are getting an invitation to a very big, important ball. It's like a big gala dinner. Now, this could be around global warming. This could be about, as we know, global warming and all the weather changes that are going on. But I am getting pictures of like Sushi in black tie, Elbow in black tie. I'm getting this picture of everybody in black tie, all the global elites. Even Hippo might be there. But I'm getting this very important gala dinner, and it's to put the spotlight on the crises. They're saying humanitarian crises, which it probably is as well. You think about the amount of people that are living on the bloody streets and the bloody pressure that's on everybody, that people are becoming homeless. But I'm getting this, it's this big gala dinner. Hang on, let's see where this is heading. And it's that coming together, the coming together. It doesn't matter if it's a global dinner or what it is. It's the coming together of all the leaders. They've got to get back on the same page now, because they've all got to look like VIP, very important people. We know that's for sure. But if they come together, it shows that they're all attacking the same issues globally. It gives them more strength and power if they come together. Just like all of us, we all know how that works. If you come together en masse, you have more strength and power in what you're sort of putting out, emitting. So I'm getting this like global dinner. It's almost showing them like in ball gowns, like dancing, being very important. But all the while, it's to put the spotlight on the real issues that are happening globally. That's what they're up to. They're just helping us all globally. They're helping us with improving all our emissions and making the world a better place. That's what I'm getting for these global elites, but it's like this real gala ball kind of thing. I'm just getting that vision. It might be coming, might be further down the track, but I am getting this. Them all dressed up, coming together, excuse me, and knowing and letting everyone, the people and peasants, know that they're all on the same page and they're all on the one agenda, saving the world. I mean, more like destroying the world. Oh my God, destroying middle class anyway, that's their main aim. They seem to always look after the lower income, which is interesting because they always spend their money. See, they always get the pay rises, the pensioners, the lower, the sort of lower welfare, seems to get bonuses and they get a bit of extra cash because they know that they spend it. See, they're the big spenders because they don't have mortgages and things, so they just have this disposable income that they just spend. So they always get the little kickbacks and pension rises and things like this. So really it is the middle class that they're really taking down. We know it has been for a while now. All right, let's see where else we go. I'm getting Germany is on its feet. Germany is on its feet. There might be something about to go down in Germany. God, we've had Germany so much this year. Of course, we're not seeing anything or hearing very much, but I am getting that Germany's on its feet. I think, to be honest, I think people in Germany are quite shocked. They're giving me the big shocked eyes. Like, it's quite shocking what's happening to them because they do not want to relive their past. We all know about their past in Germany and how horrific and ghastly it was for a lot of them because half the people didn't even know about what was going on behind closed doors, and they don't want to relive it. So they're really quite mortified at where this has all taken them. So you imagine waking up and realising that where you're being taken down to, it's not great, is it? So I'm getting that for Germany. They're on their feet. Oh, and they're exhausted. People in Germany are exhausted because I keep saying to you, they've got very heavy fines. They've got very strict rules about protesting and this kind of stuff. I still believe that in Germany. But they don't want to be a dictatorship. So it's like fight now or never. I'm getting that song. I'm getting this. Of course we have to get a song, guys. You know I do. Is it Elvis Presley? It's now or never. Da, da, da. Say I love you. It's now or never. So that's what I'm getting for Germany. It's now or never. They either fight now or they just get squashed. That's what I'm getting. An Elvis song. It's now or never. I'm sure it's Elvis, isn't it? Oh God, I'm so hopeless, guys. Oh, is it Elvis? I think it is. All right, let's move on. Okay. I'm getting this image now of ads are going to start on TV. This is globally. This is everywhere. We're all going to start to get bombarded with ads on TV. And it's going to be around saving the world. We know it is. They're going to have the straws up bloody turtles' noses. We're going to have, which is ghastly. I totally agree. I don't say that's fine. I think we should use paper straws and cutlery and things like that. We're going to have visions of plastic bags in the oceans and floating along like jellyfish and animals eating them. We're going to have more of this sort of dead fish on the riverbanks. We're going to have all this, how we're destroying our own planet. And the thing is, the people and the peasants, which are the ones receiving the ads on the TV or the billboards or whatever they might be, this is globally, it's going to be everywhere. We're getting the blame. Yep, we're getting the blame. Not the global elites and not the people above, because they're perfect and they don't do anything wrong or create any of this mess and garbage that's floating in our waterways and ripping down trees and destroying forests from orangutans and all this kind of stuff. It's going to be directed at the poor people and peasants. It's going to hit the guilt strings. What do you call it? Hit the guilt, anyway, and make everybody feel ashamed and that they should really start making a difference and they need to step up in order to save their world and make it a better place. That's what I'm getting. We're all going to get bombarded with this. I would say this is within the next 6 months, we're all going to get bombarded with these ads. And I feel like it's going to be visually very distressing to a lot of us because they know how to play on people's emotions. These things do affect us. especially us guys here, you on my channel, we're very sensitive souls, and we are really, we do get affected by a lot of things and energy and things like that. So anything visual like that, I know a lot of you probably out there are very similar to me, and I get really affected by animal things. You know, sometimes animals are easier to get on with than people. We often say that, some of us here on this channel. They just unconditionally love you, don't they? So these things could be quite distressing and upsetting. They're going to show us things like that that make us, that work on our psyche and make us change our thoughts. Another one of those things could be definitely around meat. God, I often get torn about being a vegetarian. You know, I was becoming a vegan. I was a vegetarian for about 8 years earlier in my life, and then I think I just got so run down, I figured I needed red meat, and then once I ate it, I got much higher energy. It's one of those things, it's a little tricky to navigate the whole meat world. I've been showing you all the plant-based products that are just magically appearing in our supermarkets here in Australia. I know you guys are getting it as well. So I am feeling they're going to work on these things that make us distressed and upset and make us feel a lot of guilt and shame. They're going to start working on the emotional portions of our brain in order to start to shift our thinking, so that we start to, you know, make the world a better place. Start cleaning up. You know, it's not all bad. You know, I always say that to my husband. Some of the reset's not all bad, but when it's like pushed down your throat and you're having no say in it, and they're just pushing all this gas emissions and the cow burps and farts and all this kind of unrealistic stuff, that we're all destroying the planet, even though their jet planes are still being flown around from island hopping, like Trudeau island hopping. And that's not doing it at all. It's all us little peasants and little people that are destroying everything, apparently, with our gas emissions. And so we all need to get electric vehicles. My husband and I were actually saying that yesterday. We went to Canberra for the day. Oh, guys, I got all my Botox injections in my temples, on my hinge and my TMJ muscles, because I suffer terrible migraines. Makes a huge difference. I can go for nearly a year. It's been a year since my last lot of Botox. I wish it would help the wrinkles. It doesn't seem to do much for them, but it does help release all the muscles, and it's so relieving. So I did get that yesterday. So fingers, I'm back on track, guys. And we were just looking at the number of cars, because Canberra's our capital city here in Australia, and the number of cars. There were so many cars. We thought there is no way these people can all afford electric cars. And I think I saw one the whole day, one electric car, one Tesla, because we were sort of taking note of how many we saw. And it was just crazy. I think the enormity of changing everything over, that's just one example. That's not even the solar panel and everything else. It's just nuts. People are not going to be able to afford rather to do all this, especially now with the interest rates still looming and going up. It's really starting to affect people now. They're on struggle street. Most people, including all of us probably, are on struggle street. Even when you see this crap coming, it still affects you. You know, it does. It's so frustrating. There's just no need for it, is there? There's no need for all this, everything to be going up through the roof. Like everything, fuel, milk, bread, clothing, everything. All it's doing is destroying small business, because people haven't got the money to spend now. God, I even went to a big shopping centre in Canberra yesterday, and it was pretty quiet. I mean, it is better during the week, but it was quiet. I'd say a lot of people aren't spending a lot of money because they don't have it to spend. By the time you get through your bills and your mortgages and everything, what's left? Pretty much nothing. Sure, you're all experiencing that too out there. Most people are. It's bloody getting ridiculous now. It is. I blame the pandemic. I get really mad about the pandemic. It's so frustrating. Anyway, all right, let's keep going. God, I'm getting China. Hang on a minute. And they're showing me this. It's kind of weird. They're showing me this Xi China doll. A China doll of like Xi, like, you know, like a Barbie doll or a Ken doll, but it's of Xi. Oh, my dogs. He's like the master of China. Like, he's the only doll. It's like he's the only doll. He's the only leader in China that people look to. I don't think I'd look to him for much guidance, but I am getting a Ziping doll, meaning I'm just getting this doll. And if you think about it, I guess what the guides are trying to say to us, if you make it into a doll and you become a doll, then you've made it. This is kind of what I'm getting. So Ziping's kind of made it. As much as the people probably don't respect him and that over there, he's made it on the world stage. Like when you're recognized, for example, as a doll, like for example, like say a superhero off the WWEF or something like that, when they become a doll, that's like huge, isn't it? This is anyone. It doesn't matter who you are. Could be the Kardashians, you know, Kim and all them. They probably got dolls, I don't doubt it. So that means you've kind of made it. So I'm getting this for Ziping. He's made it globally and on the world stage. He's very, I wouldn't say he's very well respected, but I would say he's respected. People give him a lot of power. They give him that power because he commands it. That's what I'm getting from Ziping. He commands respect. So people do respect him, and they give over their power to him. And this could be obviously Australia. We know Australia gives their power over to him, and other countries as well. Trudeau comes to mind. Canada. There's a lot of this going on. There's a lot of handing their power over to Ziping because he's like a big Ken doll who's on the world stage. He's very recognized on the world stage politically. This is politically. He's not literally in a toy shop in a box. This is just an example of how his importance has been accepted globally, that he is a very, very powerful man. Dictating tyrant, we would call him, wouldn't we, guys? But that's what I'm getting. All my high maintenance dogs have always got to be patted. Come on, Sophie, up here. Come on, up. All right, so Ziping is a very powerful force. He's settled down a bit on the military stuff. I do feel he's very busy at the moment concentrating on the resources. See, the power is the resources. I keep saying that. It's about the commodities, the resources, what you can offer, who needs this, who do we withhold that from, because then they'll be desperate and they'll do anything to get their resources. This is how China works. They like to control, it's almost saying they like to control the chess game. They like to control the chessboard. That's just what I'm getting for China. It's just saying they like to be ahead in every move on the chessboard. They're very, what's the word? They're very calculated in their next moves on the chessboard globally when it comes to resources. All right, let's keep going. God, I'm getting Norway, Finland. Norway, Finland. I'm getting machinery and I'm getting equipment. Something's happening over there, but it's showing me like, it could even be like rolling out of new roads. There could be like big road structures happening. They're showing me like these big steamrollers, but they're not like a normal steamroller. They're like really excessively long steamrollers. So I'm getting that in Norway and Finland. It could be a lot of changes going on about the roads, the road structures. We know where this could be leading, but I am getting that they're creating a lot of new transport structures, and I'm just getting that flattening with the steamroller energy moving forward. There's a lot rolling out in Norway and Finland. It's just because they've got a new prime minister in Finland, haven't you? So things are moving forward now, and this could be either literally on the roads, or it could just be, as we know, a little bit of red carpet being pressed down in Finland and Norway, and it's being rolled out very smooth. If you think of a steamroller, it comes along and rolls the road very smooth, so there's no bumps and dents and potholes in things. So I'm getting that red carpet perhaps is what's going on over there. They're starting to roll things out and they're pushing and pushing and pushing so that things go. Sprocket. Oh, sorry guys. Lucky it's not smell-o-vision here. Oh my goodness, you need to go outside, Sprocket. Excuse me, guys. Dogs. Very spontaneous, aren't they? No etiquette at all. So I am getting that for Norway and Finland. I'd say you're getting that really red carpet rolling out. And they're really pushing it like firm. All right, let's keep going. Oh, I'm getting England. And I'm getting this show. I'm getting this show. I haven't heard about it for ages. Is it called Coronation Street? Is that what that old series was called, Coronation Street? God, it went forever, didn't it? And all the pommies were in it, and they all had accents like that, and they talked like that, and it was a great show. It was very popular. It ran for many, many years. Sorry, my accents get a little bit cross-timed. I am getting Coronation Street. And I'm getting that around, like, speaking of the coronation, I'm getting this show Coronation Street. And it's like the old, see what they're saying is these old, we keep talking here in the UK and England and everywhere in London about the outskirts starting to be affected by the 15-minute cities and all the rollouts. And these are the kind of people that are being affected first. And again, it's probably, I can't hardly remember Coronation Street. I could just remember it, like I do remember it, parts of it. But it's this middle class, lower class being, you know, taken down. This is the kind of image I'm getting around this outskirts being changed. The dynamics is being changed, like Coronation Street. That's what I'm getting. These are the kind of people, you know, the hard workers and the people who, you know, go to work every day and work really hard. This is what I'm getting for the changes that are coming to these people's lives. It's like Coronation Street. That sort of vibe is the areas that are being affected now and being turned into these new lifestyles and 15-minute cities and this kind of thing. I'm getting this comparison to Coronation Street. There's a lot of drama, I would say, around the 15-minute cities. It's not going down so well. And it's bringing people like out of the woodwork because they're not see, you got to remember, guys, and I always say it, they're not understanding what's going on. We are. Because we know where this is all leading. It's leading to you're going to be tracked and traced. And you're going to earn the right to leave your suburb. But these people don't know that. See, they're not that far ahead. We saw this years ago. We knew this was where it was all headed. So every step along the way, we recognise and we go, oh yeah, that's leading to this. And then the digital thing and this passcode. And then your jab passcode and this passcode. And everything leads you to somewhere. But they're not seeing it. They're seeing everything as individual. See, they would think over in some of these Coronation Street type areas that the suburbs are just being done up. They're getting the bricking. I think I talked about it yesterday with Sushi, doing the bricking like the mall situations where we're going to corner this area off and corner that area off with bollards, but we're going to make it really appealing so it looks like everything's just being improved in your suburb and we're spending money on your wonderful suburbs. But all the while, we know what's happening. Next thing, you're all locked down in your little suburb and you're only allowed through the boom gate, a one way in and one way out. So that's what I'm getting. They're still not piecing, a lot of them. Some are. We talk about the bubble denial suits coming off. In France, they're coming off and burning them in fires, aren't they? Yay, they're still going over there. But this is in the UK, England. I do feel that a lot of people still are trying to work all this out because it's not making sense. How's it making sense? It isn't. It all make no sense. Who sings that song? I'm getting that song. It all make no sense. There is a song. I don't know who sings it, but I am getting that song. All right, let's keep going. Hang on. What I'm getting. They're trying to turn us all into third world countries. They are. We know what they're doing. They're turning us all into third world countries where we're going to all be like, they're showing me, I'm having a flush, guys. Sorry, I've got to take my jacket off. I'm getting all red in the cheeks. I'm getting flushed. You know how it goes, girls. It's jackets on, jackets off, jackets on, jackets off. I'm nearly at the end of menopause, so I'm really not that bad at it anymore, thank God. What was it? And then you have brain fog and all your thoughts just disappear. Oh, like that. What was I talking about? Oh my God. I do worry about myself sometimes. Oh God, I've gone blank, guys. I'm gonna have to stop. I'm gonna have to close my eyes and think of something else. I get too much stuff coming in and then I have a flush and I get distracted. Hang on, let me have some tea. Sorry, guys. Apologies. I'm getting there's a lot going on around switches. Like they're showing me like they're like light switches, like flicking light switches on. If you can see that light switch over there. I'm getting this flicking on the light switches. But whenever I think, there can be two meanings to this sometimes, because it can mean that people waking up are flicking, the light switches coming on for them and they're starting to work out what's going on. Or it can also mean people are flicking on to their like more solar panel, energy efficient saving, or the lights are going out for people, meaning a lot more power blackouts, this kind of thing. We're coming into winter here and they actually haven't talked about power blackouts yet, which I'm very surprised about. I was expecting that. So I'm getting the light switches are coming on, and I would say, to be honest, it's either the light switches coming on for people transferring over from electric to more solar, or it's the light switches coming on and people are waking up. See, this is the great shift, the year of the awakening. Sorry guys, my thing was caught. So the light switch is coming on to a lot of truths. So it's a little bit of both. There's a lot of people transferring over to try and save energy, because people are being left with no choice. It's not that they want to do it to save the environment. They're being left with it because they can't afford the electricity, because as we all know, it's going through the roof. So people are being forced into a corner, and they've got to try and look at other avenues to get out of it. But I'm also seeing that people are waking up because there's too much being thrown at them. You'd have to be waking up, wouldn't you? I don't get it. How can you stand there and just let your whole world fall down around you and not react and go, oh, this is weird, isn't it? Anyway, so I'm getting the switches are coming on. We've had that a few times, meaning the lights are coming on as well. That's often what we relate that to. Hang on, I'll see if there's something to close with today. And this is good. We need the lights coming on, guys. God, there was a full moon the other night. Whew. Like some of you were saying that. It was interesting how the full moon was when Charles was getting coronated. The other thing was we had a full moon here in the daytime yesterday. We were driving along and could see the whole full moon in the blue sky. It was so weird. I've never seen a full moon in the daytime. Very weird. Hope it wasn't a hologram. You never know what's real anymore and what isn't. All right, I'll see if there's something to close with today. I'm getting for us, like, do not be tempted by their packages. We know all these governments are going to start offering incredible packages so we can all afford to buy houses. My husband and I were talking the other day. We feel really sad for this young generation because it's going to be very, very hard for them to try and buy houses now. Like, how are they going to do it in this market? And that would be making them lose hope. We're actually saying that it must be very hard, because we all set goals when we were young and that, didn't we? We'd set goals and we could buy houses and all, we could rent, but they can't seem to achieve these things. So it's like they're not achieving goals. And as most of us know here, achieving goals gives you that real sense of accomplishment. So I do feel like the youth are going to get more and more frustrated. And the guides are saying to us too not to fall for the packages. I think we're a bit wiser to that though. Don't fall for these government packages for housing and you know, the solar and all these kind of traps and tricks that you get locked into, and then financially you're dependent on your government. You have ties with the government, this kind of thing. They're just giving us a warning. Actually, was it you, Sue, or Shirley? We were talking the other day about how to navigate this, because this is really hard. Look, we're all finding this challenging, navigating all this moving forward. I had to go to my bank in Canberra, guys. Like I told you, my bank had closed here. In order to get money out, I had to go to Canberra. And when I was talking to the guy in the bank, he actually said they were shutting down another branch in Canberra as well. They were shutting down branches in Canberra too. So that's in the main city. So we know they're shutting more and more of them down. It's getting harder and harder to navigate. It's becoming inconvenient, isn't it? I know you guys are experiencing the same things. So that's why it's getting challenging for all of us to navigate. I always said it would affect us as well, which it is, but we saw it coming so we could prepare. And to be honest, my hubby and I were talking about it yesterday, and we said, well, what's the best thing to kind of do in these times? And, you know, John, I'm sure you would probably agree. You've got a real wealth of knowledge as well, but we sort of considered, you know, buying that silver and gold, guys, is really probably a good investment. Silver's already gone up, and I think gold's just gone up too, guys. So these are things, you know, keep a portion of your money in the bank perhaps, but also go and purchase something that's going to hold its value, because that gives you something tangible that you can always hand on to your kids, or you can trade it in, you know, sell it off and still make good money out of it at the right time. And that way it's not sitting all in your bank account where you've got no control over it. They're just suggestions. John, you might have some more to help us down below, because this is financially becoming very stressful on everybody. The amount of interest rate rises, we're going to get more here in Australia soon. I know you in New Zealand, you guys are, everywhere is. Canada, you guys are too. It's just going to go up and up. And the cost of food and groceries and fuel and everything is getting crazy. I just went to the chemist, actually, guys, and I bought a little packet of Zyrtec, which is, my daughter gets a little bit snuffly in the nose sometimes, and she can't sleep if she hasn't got a cleared nose. She's got that little Asian nose. And she has to have them. She has one, and it helps her to sleep and so she can breathe. $30. Honestly, once upon a time, they wouldn't even been $15. And now they've gone up to $30 for a little pack of, I think it was 12. Like, that's nuts. If you're in America, it's probably double. It's probably $60 or something like that. For one little packet of Zyrtec, just so she could sleep. Ridiculous. The prices in the chemists, the pharmacies. It's nuts, guys. So, you know, these are things worth considering, guys, not to just leave your money in the bank. I'm sure in Canada you don't leave your money in the bank anymore. I'm sure most of you don't even donate to bloody half of those GoFundMes and that either. That's the sad thing. You know, people who are really genuine, who need those GoFundMe pages to raise money and that, people probably aren't donating anymore, because it happened here in Australia. People got burnt. People put money into those bushfires, and they said, no, we're not going to give it to the bushfire people to help them with housing. That we're going to give it to the RFS, because that's what they'd said on it, was for the fireys. So the government said, no, we're going to keep that. So they've put all that money in the kitty for the RFS, which already gets government funding, mind you. And all the people, half of them down there, down the coast from where I am, that were in the bushfires years ago, are now living still in tents. People in the floods still don't have houses. It's nuts. I know this is a global issue, guys. So these are other things that, you know, things have changed so much. People have to be very cautious with their money now. That's just a fact. So that's what getting back to the guides are saying, don't fall for their trap, and think about where your money is and what you're investing in as well. So, you know, get your houses paid down if you can. Start to think wisely about your money, because we have to do that as well. We have to think smart, guys, because this ain't over yet. We got a long time to go yet. We know what they're doing. They're hitting people. We got a budget coming out here tomorrow. That'll be interesting. I can just imagine. Anyway, I'll keep you up to date with that. All right, let's see if there's something to finish off with today. Yeah, I'm getting the smoke and mirrors show. They're showing me poof, and all the smoke appears like the big smoking gun, and all the smoke's coming out like the big smoke screen, and the mirrors reflecting different angles of the government's great rollout and how positive it's going to be. Yep, that's what they're going to start feeding you, how positive all their ideas are, and it's all big illusion. We know it's a big illusion here because we see it through it. We see it as a big illusionist clown show. We're still sitting back in the seats, guys, with our popcorn, watching the illusion show, because we know that it's all a big illusion. Look at the royals, biggest illusion ever out. Oh, we're the most wonderful people who are saving the planet, and we're very important on the world stage, and you guys need us because you're little people and peasants, waving from the balcony. It's all an illusion. It's not the truth. We know that here. You guys all know that. It's all just part of the big show and charade. So I'm getting that. The smoke and mirrors show continues. Hang on a sec. God, I'm getting actually that people are going to start having more learning difficulties. Children are going to start to have more learning difficulties because they're so stressed. They're taking on a lot of their parents' burdens. I am getting that. And I'm also getting that they're not being taught correctly. Teachers are overwhelmed. Well, we know they're understaffed since the mandates and everything. And there's a lack of teachers. So there's a lack of that individual help. There's lack of support workers. I am getting that there's going to be more and more. People are going to have more learning difficulties moving forward. And their confusion. How's all the confusion and all the stuff we're seeing on TV? Like, not TV, but YouTube, TV, everything. All the silly nonsense and garbage that's becoming important. All the selfies on Instagram and the fake lives and, God, the fake everything pretty much. So I'm getting that people are going to have more learning difficulties. God, every second person wants to be an influencer, which is so hard because it's one in like a gazillion that even makes it as an influencer. Not great, target goal really for your future. But, that's the young ones and how they think today. So there's going to be a lot more learning difficulties when it comes to reading, writing, arithmetic. All the basics just won't be there to fill a lot of the job roles because the kids won't be able to do it. Most kids nowadays, as you guys know, can't even read is it analog and digital clocks? They can only read digital. It's just nuts, isn't it? Anyway, all right, let's see if there's something to close with. Oh, the guides are saying we have to stay away from energy vampires. We're not to be drained of energy. We have to keep our energy up. No being near energy vampires. And we all know who they are. We've all been around them. We've all experienced energy vampires who take your energy and want to squash you down and destroy you and suck you of life. Like we often talk about the Dementors of Harry Potter. We're to stay away from energy vampires. If you know of any energy vampires, don't go near them at these times. They're just going to drain you of life. Big message from the guides. All right, let's close. Hang on. Sophie. She talks with her tail. Sitting in the curtain. Sophie. My doggies. I'll get them a bone for later. Hang on. I'm getting that Justin Timberlake song, Cry Me a River. I love that song. It's such a cool song, but I am getting that for a lot of the people waking up now and a lot of people that are just, their lives are being destroyed. I'm getting that, high maintenance. Got to hold his hand, I do. Got to hold his hand. I'm getting that Cry Me a River. So a lot of people are starting to cry me a river, meaning they're getting very sad about what's happening to their life because being destroyed and taken down to nothing, when people have had it pretty easy for a long time and suddenly, your life's upside down, it's not a good feeling. So I am getting that Cry Me a River, probably more for the sleepwalkers and people waking up, not so much for us. I think we've done a lot of our crying in the past 3 years, probably in the beginning, and we've sort of moved through all that silly grief and nonsense now that we had to endure, that was forced upon us during the ridiculous pandemic. All right, hang on a minute. Wait, oh, my puppies. God, they're giving me that song Feelings for some reason. Feelings, they're nothing more than feelings. Da, 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 da. And I guess that if you think about feelings, that's where we've ended up, isn't it? We've gone from the caterpillar into the butterfly, which we talk about a lot. And it creates this, we've had to go in and face our feelings and come out the other side. We've had to deal with a lot of feelings, hurts, emotion, things from the past. And now we know how to deal with our feelings. Like if we get triggered, which we often do, we have to face our feelings. We have to acknowledge them, hear them, but then we let them move through. We don't stay stuck in them. And that's the difference now of how we deal with feelings. We have a very different way of navigating our feelings. That's why I'm getting that song. We don't stay stuck in them. We always reach and look for the happier feelings or the happier thoughts or the things that will make us improve our life and feel better inside. We look for feelings that make us stronger is probably what I'm trying to say there. All right, hang on a tick. Sprocket. Oh, high maintenance, my dogs. They can't just sit there like a dog. You've got to be patted and got to shake hands. Oh, Sprocky, he's got his hand on my knee. How funny is he? He's a goofball, isn't he? Hang on a sec. I'm getting a Doors song again. And I'm getting, come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Oh, we love the Doors, don't we? I know I've got a lot of Doors fans here. And I'm getting, come on, baby, light my fire. See, our fire's been lit. We've already been lit. We've lit our fire. I've got to light my fire, speaking of this week, because it's getting so cold, literally. But I'm getting that. Keep your fire alive, guys. Keep ignited. Keep that heat. Keep the heat on. Oh, and I'm getting that song, of course, from Beverly Hills Cops. The heat is on. We had that the other week, didn't we? So I'm getting that. 2 songs I'm going to leave you with today. The Doors, Come On Baby, Light My Fire. I love that song. That's so cool, isn't it? We had Riders on the Storm the other day, didn't we? I do love the Doors. So Come On Baby, Light My Fire. And The Heat Is On by Beverly Hills Cops. So I guess we've got to just presume that the heat is on and people are waking up. And we just have to keep lighting ourselves up and keeping that heat radiating out and keep the heat on, keep the truths coming out. That's the key, and that's what I'm going to leave you with today, guys. So I'm going to say goodbye from Australia. Take care. Have a wonderful day, everybody. I'll say goodbye from my doggos. They're both collapsed here on the floor. Very quiet today, aren't they? Because the weather's real crappy outside. And let's go check out those 2 songs. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Bye.